People are gonna ask me why the fuck I sound like Ving Rhames. I got a cold. Mind your fucking business, okay? A cold. Don't stop the show. I'm here. I'm ready to work. Let's get to it. Without further ado, I guess we can start with Square NFT bullshit, man. Let's get the dumb shit out the way, man.
Oh my god, man, that shit was so retarded.
All right, so this
Like
game is called
symbiotic.
Symbiosis, or some shit like that. Um, Nobody should care about this game, in my opinion. Any game that's forcing you to not forcing you, but is leaning into NFTs, which is basically a scam, in my opinion. I don't know what the fuck they thinking. I feel like Square is just trying to sink the company so they have a reason to sell it at this point. Because they just doing so much dumb shit that it's confusing and it's just puzzling to me why Square of all companies. Like, this is something I would expect Ubisoft to fucking do. Like, I would
Right,
expect
because they
them
was
to do
looking
this
at
shit. Yeah, like I wouldn't
them
expect
and
the
Bethesda.
prestigious, yeah, but that's the two. I wouldn't expect the prestigious Square that came from being Square Soft that delivered so many classics and with such delicacy and attention to detail, and they really cared about what they was doing at one point in time. They still did, but I just wouldn't expect it from them. I just don't understand it. I mean, I guess until we see gameplay, I can't kill it too hard. But the fact that it's leaning into NFTs is basically like this game got to be mind blowing for me to pay attention to it.
Did you see the fucking trailer though?
No, I did not.
Bruh. So the trailer is 2 minutes of just fucking landscape. That's it. Do you know like what the game is about? Because like I looked into it and I was just like, what the fuck? It's basically a game of gathering information. Like it's called information. It's basically information warfare, and so the community forms groups, and according to their objectives and how they trying to aim for rewards, they trying to monopolize information with other groups, and that's how you advance the storyline. Like that shit sounds fucking stupid. Like what the hell?
This
There
game has
is
already flopped.
there is no gameplay. It's kind of like a augmented reality shit. There's an app that lets you like where you go solve mysteries and shit in real life. Like that's what the fuck this shit sounds like. Like who the fuck like there's actually if you click on the game's website, there is a whole flow chart that's like showing I guess like the stages of gameplay and it all revolves around fucking them buying and selling information.
This game has
That's
already flopped. Um, I'm not interested in this shit. It sounds boring and it sounds like a cash grab. Square is hanging on by a thin thread. Square is hanging on for dear life because let me tell you something. Everything they put out last year flopped. We know that already. They dropped the financial reports. And they put out some good stuff, but it all flopped. If Final Fantasy 16, I'm going to say 16 because if Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth does well, which we expect it to, it's not a new property. We know what to expect from it. We get it. But if Final Fantasy 16 does not move, I say at least 10 million this year, they are done, and they are going to sell that company next year. And we
shit.
can bookmark
Really,
it, and we can come back to this when it happens.
really, they're being kept afloat by Final Fantasy 14. That's where they make all their money from.
Yep.
Which is why they let Yoshi P make 16 because they figured if he can fucking revive 14 from the ashes, he can do some shit with 16. We'll see because people mad. They're already fucking mad. So
Yeah, they are in trouble, man. Especially since they sold all the other properties that they had. Final Fantasy is literally the only thing that they have keeping them alive right now. But I feel like maybe he wants to sell to Sony anyway. So maybe this is part of a plan. I don't know. But swear, man, do better, man. Just do better.
yeah,
Uh,
like That shit, I don't know. Like they literally have been they compete with their sales. Like they drop like 2 to 3 games in the same fucking month. Like I see no advertising. Like I didn't even know they remade the first front mission. I found out because I saw an ad for the second front mission, and I was like, God damn! Like when the fuck did they even do this shit? Like I don't see any advertising for these damn games. Like I want to say various daily life, like that game is garbage. But like the shit dropped, it like shadow dropped. Like there was one Nintendo Direct, which the main focus was Harvestella, but they was like, oh yeah, you can buy various daily life. Like they fucking retarded at this point. Like
We'll see what they got coming down the pipeline. It's got to be strategic with them at this point. I think they may be trying to sell the company. Pretty much. Once they sold Tomb Raider, I kind of seen the writing on the wall. I said, yeah, they probably don't want to continue running that shit themselves. But nonetheless, let's get more dumb shit out the way. Xbox Activision deal. So, crying Ryan is crying up a storm because he obviously don't want the deal to go through. Clearly, because Call of Duty is like the biggest moneymaker on PlayStation. We know that the financial reports show that, and Xbox and Phil Spencer specifically is running around cutting deals with random services that nobody has ever heard of to guarantee Call of Duty for the next 10 years. Like at this point, I'm surprised that he hasn't cut a deal with Tubi TV for Call of Duty. Because these random streaming websites and stuff, it just looks desperate from both sides. I'm 50-50. I feel like it's 50-50 on the deal going through. I really don't care. Personally, it doesn't affect me. But I
nah.
understand from a business aspect how both sides are looking at it. But I just don't understand why why he's signing all these deals with random ass companies and stuff, man. It's getting goofy at this point. I'm just ready for it to be over.
Man, like the whole see, at first I just thought they were like acquiring Activision and Blizzard, but they're also getting Knox, High Moon Studios, Infinity Ward, King, Raven Software, Sledgehammer Games, Toys for Bob, Treyarch. Then they signed a deal this week actually with some Ukrainian developer like Ubistek for like the next 10 years. And so if the deal goes through, not only will they get Call of Duty, but they getting fucking Candy Crush, World
And
of
that's the main thing
Warcraft.
they want. And that's the main thing they want.
Right. I'm just like, God damn, they finna own Candy Crush, Candy Crush too. Like that shit cry. I mean, they gonna make a lot of money. Like they getting all the old PlayStation titles, Crash, Spyro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit crazy. I don't know, and like I don't know if you saw Sony. This was like during the FTC or whatever. Sony themselves, I don't know who was speaking or whatever, but you know these Xbox account
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Like I know you saw it was one he was talking about he had screenshots of the Resident Evil 4 remake saying that
Uh-huh.
Sony like personally paid Capcom to make it run like shit on Xbox. So Sony is basically starting to sound like these fucking Twitter accounts because Sony literally said Microsoft is going to release a PlayStation version of Call of Duty where bugs and errors emerge only on the game's final level or after. Even if such degradations could be swiftly detected, any remedy would likely come too late, by which the gaming community would have lost confidence in PlayStation as a go-to venue to play Call of Duty. I was like, what the heck? They sound so paranoid.
Yeah,
Like,
I seen that. I seen that. They gotta stop, man. Sony gotta stop. Listen, I've been on record saying that Sony should stop fighting the deal and let it go through because I feel like Sony has enough games, bro. Like, if they so worried about Call of Duty, why not get Bungie? Y'all have Bungie now. Why not get Bungie to bring back SOCOM, Killzone? Like make y'all like SOCOM can easily be just as big as Call of Duty if they actually invest in it. But I feel like at this point, Sony wants to just continue to do what they know works. They want to do the single player third person games, and then they want to do the third party deals for games that they didn't make, just so that they can just help make the game and maybe invest a little bit in it, but they don't have to worry about taking so much loss. I think they should just worry about bringing back their own games instead of worrying
Right.
about this damn deal.
Right. Like, I mean, honestly, the market for shooters is never gonna grow if everyone just keeps relying on fucking Call of Duty. Like, we had Medal of Honor, like we had so many shooters back in the fucking day that were good. Like, I mean, they could pick any of these bitches. Like, fuck, I loved Killzone, and like Sony let that shit fucking die. Like, they
Yeah.
just let that shit die, man. That shit was terrible. But I don't know. I feel the same. Like, who fucking cares? Like,
And then another thing about it is, y'all, Sony, y'all niggas have Destiny now. I know Bungie, one of the requirements for y'all buying Bungie was they want to keep everything multi-plat that they have out now that's multi-plat. But if when you in war, you gotta break the rules. Fuck that. Y'all own Bungie, make Destiny 3 a PlayStation exclusive, and let everybody who spent money on Destiny on Xbox give them some credits back to come over to PlayStation and buy Destiny 3. Give them some in-game credits if they come sign in for their account. Like, y'all have Destiny now, which is, I ain't gonna say it's as big as Call of Duty, but it's close. It's close. Destiny has a lot of players. Destiny makes
yeah.
billions of dollars. Sony, y'all have these games. Stop worrying about fucking Call of Duty, dog. Or why don't y'all do third party deals? Why don't y'all get fucking Battlefield? Make Battlefield a PlayStation exclusive. Actually help them make a good game for once. The fuck?
I haven't played a Battlefield since the first one. Like, I see that they gave us like the new one, like, but I see so many people complain about
That
it.
shit
Like,
stinks. That game sucks. And everybody knows it sucks.
I don't
Sony
know.
gotta make their own shit, bro.
They do. I feel like exclusives is what drives console sales. Like, I'm gonna need. Well, I'm not gonna need because I have a PC. But me personally, I like playing on console. When Elder Scrolls and the new Fallout drop, I'm gonna have to get a fucking Xbox. I'm gonna have to. And it's just like
Well, you can
if
just
there
get Game
aren't,
Pass on PC.
I don't like playing on PC. Like, I like gaming from the bed. Like, I
Yeah.
just do not like sitting in a fucking desk. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know, me personally, I feel like exclusives is what's gonna like sell the console, because if I could just buy that shit on any console, like there's no need to get another one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like the deal should go through and Sony should get off their ass because they got lazy.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Look, so I seen one Xbox influencer. I ain't gonna say his name because we have a history of not liking each other, and he blocked me, so I'm not gonna give him any clout. But so he posted earlier that Xbox didn't invite him and his team to the Redfall preview event, and he is a hardcore Xbox console warrior. Like, it's Xbox, 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 fuck Sony every day on this man's page. So that led me to thinking. Now, I'm not a console warrior. You're not a console warrior. But it just got me thinking, like, for all the console warrior dudes and the dudes who constantly making memes of other systems and, propping up their favorite system or whatever in hopes that maybe one day they could work for the company or they gonna get free shit. But then when it comes down to it, these companies really don't give a fuck about you and they just laughing at you like we are doing. Does it really pay to be a console warrior?
Hell nah. Unless I feel unless you have like a big like YouTube account, Twitch, you know what I'm saying? Some sort of like big ass social media following. That shit does not fucking pay. Like you're not getting anything out of that shit. You're just looking fucking stupid. Like who the hell? Honestly, I feel if they doing that shit, they don't have time to play games. Like I seen like that drama that happened like 2 or 3 weeks ago or whatever. Like I didn't even like look into it that much because like I don't follow either one of the people. But as I saw people like talking about it more, I'm like these folks doxing people over fucking consoles. Like that shit was just wild to me that people like fucking sit there and they do that. And I'm just like, ain't no way y'all playing games. And that goes for the PlayStation side and the Xbox side. Ain't neither one of them playing games if they got the fucking time to be doing all that damn shit. Like, unless you're getting physically fucking paid for that, like, I don't see what the point of this shit is.
I think it's an easy way to, for people who are untalented, it's an easy way to gain traction and, create engagement. I feel like because even on my page, one of the biggest posts on my Twitter page that has some of the most engagement. It's not the highest engagement, but some of the most engagement is when I said that infamous um Second Son looked better than anything that I had played on Xbox Series X up to that point, which it was like a year ago or something like that. That post, I just posted it, like just posting a screenshot because that's what I felt. I woke up and the shit had went viral with people saying I'm a Sony pony and a soy boy and all of this dumb shit, just straight trolling me. And I'm like, bro, at the time I was an Xbox ambassador. I got kicked out of the program. That's a conversation for another time. But at the time I posted that, I was an Xbox ambassador. You know what I'm saying? I was really fucking with Xbox. I like Xbox. I'm one of the only people that you'll see defending Xbox, even though I barely ever play the shit. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. They don't have anything that you know what I'm saying, that's made me want to turn on my system. I have to force myself to turn it on most of the time. But, I'm just not a console warrior, but it does create a lot of engagement down to the point where I even see Phil Spencer and Aaron Greenberg follow some of the Xbox console warriors. Like, like it's that deep.
I mean, I could see where the engagement shit comes from because I was just like, I don't even think the majority of people that push that shit even feel that fucking way. Because you doing that shit for likes. Basically,
Yeah.
like the people that's complaining right now say about like Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 16, like they just make videos every fucking day. Like the game ain't came out. Like we barely have like anything on the game really, as far well, that's in English. You know what I'm saying? So like unless it was well, some of the shit it wouldn't translate it. So unless you speak Japanese, like you don't even know what the fuck they talking about or whatever. And so it's just like they just be making these videos like every fucking day. And I'm just like, it's gotta be for engagement. But I'm just like, how many of them like actually feel that way? Like I literally don't think they could actually feel that way. I don't know. Because it's just like, what's the point? Like what's the
this
fucking point?
this shit is WWE. Like, this shit is straight characterization. These niggas is characters, man. Like, just putting on a show. But anyway, moving right along from that goofiness. Um, all right. So we talked about this a little bit last week, but physical or digital for you, and why?
I mean, I have a big physical collection, but it's all old games. So it's like PS1, PS2. Like, I swear to God, I got like a small fortune in PS1 games. Like, it wasn't until like 2018 ish that I just started buying everything digital. And it's just like, that shit, that shit snowballed. Because like I didn't have to go to the fucking store. Like
Mm.
at 3 a.m. I could buy like 5 games or whatever. And then it's easier. Like I couldn't imagine because I have like 500 and some games on PSN.
Mm.
A good like 70 are like physical. But the rest Digital. I couldn't imagine having like all those fucking games laying out some damn way. Like they would be in pieces. Like my kid, like we had like old DVDs and shit. And like he's just like open them, like they're fucking all on the floor and shit. You constantly gotta pick them hoes up because he'll just fucking pop them hoes open. And I'm just like, ain't no fucking way I can have all those. Like my old shit is all like in a bunch of chests and stuff. Like we finna move, so I don't have it on like shelves. Like I would like to display it on shelves, but so like they're just in like these big ass like chests right now. And like I don't know. To me, digital is like it's just more convenient. I don't know.
Digital
I mean,
digital is definitely more convenient. I say because a couple of weeks ago, it probably went in a couple of weeks ago, probably like when that game came out, January, I think January. We had an ice storm in Texas, and I couldn't get to the store to pick up my fucking SpongeBob pre-order, so I had to wind up just getting it digitally off PSN, and that's cool or whatever. So it's very convenient. I didn't have to leave the house, but on the other side, it's just something about me having my physical collection on the shelf, and I could just look at it, I could touch it, I could smell it, I could open the plastic. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't like a game, or I feel like I'm never ever gonna play the game again, and it's not a situation where the game is ever gonna be a collector's item like Dead Space Remake, I just take it to GameStop, get my money for it, and put it on something else. Like I wound up paying on less than $40 for the deluxe edition of WWE 2K because I traded in Dead Space, and then I had a couple of GameStop coupons. But the deluxe edition is like $100.
oh hell no.
It's like $100, so that helped save me a lot. So to whereas though I don't feel burnt, like I'm halfway bored of this game. I don't even know how long I'm going to continue to play WWE 2K23.
Yeah, I saw you tweeting about it.
I'm
You
gonna
was
talk
looking
about
for
that
me
in a
to
minute
play
too,
with.
because I know people want to hear about that. But I'm I don't feel like I got robbed for my money because I didn't spend $100 to play this shit 3 days early.
Yeah.
But one thing
I
I will
definitely feel
say,
like I get robbed when
yeah,
like man, there's been several pre-orders fucking 80,
uh,
86 damn dollars just pissed down the drain. I thought I would like it. I thought I would love it. I just knew it was just gonna be like a fucking game of the year or some shit for me or whatever, and just played it and said fuck that shit. What was that damn game? That fucking Assassin's Creed where they're in fucking it's like Skyrim. I can't even fucking
trash
remember.
automatically.
Oh my god! Everybody was like, if you like Skyrim, you'll love it or whatever. I got the one. It was like $100 and some dollars. It came with like four other Assassin's Creed games. Like I don't even know why the fuck I bought that shit. Like, and then I played it up until exactly 2 hours. Which, if you don't know, 2 hours is the amount of time you have before
Mm,
they're like, you can't refund this shit.
yeah,
And so it was, man, oh my God. Like that shit just staring at me. And then I'm like, it was an impulse buy because I don't even like Assassin's Creed like that. I don't even like those fucking games, but I fucking bought that shit anyways. And I can't do anything with it. Like it's just there forever. You know what I'm saying? Wasted money, $100 and some
mm.
dollars, you know.
I think it just
Both
boils
have their
down
perks.
to I think it just boils down to convenience versus value. Because like I'll say like one thing I don't like about physical, and maybe it's just me because of my schedule, but I don't like. Well, I'm sure everybody doesn't like wasting gas, but me specifically, like if I can do something while I'm out, like after I get off work, I'll try to do it before I can get home. Now, like my GameStop opens at 12 o'clock. Most of the times I get off work at 10:15 in the morning. So on a release day, say like when the 2K came out, that 2K came out Tuesday. I got off at like 10:30. Now, thankfully, I had shit to actually do, so I was able to go get my oil changed in my car and go stop at the supermarket, pick up some juice, and you know what I'm saying. And I didn't have to wait that long before the GameStop opened. But there's been times where I got off work and the GameStop is so out of the way from my house that sometimes I have to wait 30 minutes or an hour for the GameStop to open up just to get the game and go home.
Wow.
Instead of just getting it digitally. But at the same time, it's convenience versus value because I seen the people for a long time. This was last year. People for a long time was saying, "Oh, I want to get Returnal, but it's not worth $70. It's too expensive. We can't find it nowhere." On the PSN store, PlayStation store, it's still $70 full price. I went into GameStop and the shit was in there used for like $40, but it was nowhere online for cheaper than the full price. So like I feel like buying physical games you're always going to get better value because you can find it at more places and you can find it cheaper. Just like if you go to Walmart during a new release, it's always $10 cheaper than it is at GameStop or if you just buy it digitally. A lot of people don't
Right.
know that, but it's always $10 cheaper for everybody who don't know that. So if you go get Resident Evil 5, it's not going to be $60. It'll be 49.99 instead of 59.99 and stuff like that. So it just depends on personally what the person wants, whether they just want to have the comfort of just not having to go nowhere and just get it digitally, or you like to collect or maybe get some value back. It really depends, but hey, either way it works.
Right.
So let's see. Next up, March new releases, and March is almost over. I really think it ain't too much to talk. Oh well, I could talk about that. We know Resident Evil is coming. Everybody gives it a 10 out of 10. We know Resident Evil 4 is one of the greatest games ever made. There's literally nothing to talk about with that. WWE 2K. I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet. If you can get this game on a sale, get it on a sale. This game is a copy and paste. It has the same backstage as last year. It has the exact same gameplay, the exact same bad hit detection, the exact same bad glitches. I'm gonna make a glitch compilation. I was doing the story mode and one of the characters went invisible and
Damn.
was slamming my man, and it was just ridiculous. Like the game has so many glitches, so many bugs. We tried to play online today, and I even posted a tweet saying, "Anybody want to come, and play online? We just having fun or whatever." People commented under my post and said, "Yo, it's crashing online." So I'm assuming for everybody, for most people, it's just crashing right now. But we did manage to get into a game where 8 players. We was having fun. Niggas was keying and laughing it up. It was cool. Game crashed. Dashboarded all of us. So if you can wait until this game goes on sale, I would say probably wait until Black Friday, honestly, when the shit is gonna be like $20 and a two for sale. Honestly. It's just more copy and paste shit. But at the end of the day, what more can you expect from 2K at this point? Is the same thing with EA. There's no other company making a WWE game. They have the license, they have a monopoly. They're not gonna put any effort. So if you are expecting to buy WWE 2K or NBA 2K or even Madden when it comes out and expect them to actually care and put in effort and for this game to be, a step in the right direction, congratulations, you played yourself. Anything that's coming out this month that I mean, it's some indie games coming out, a couple of
It's
indie JRPGs, nothing that look interesting to me though.
the only thing that I'm like looking for is I believe on the 28th, Crime Boss Rocket City comes out.
That comes out on PC though. That's the thing, man.
Oh, it's only coming out. See, I thought, damn, I didn't even look
Yeah,
at what.
It's coming out on March 28th on PC. They don't have a console release date yet.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
no,
I'm look,
I'm
I'm
not even
interested
gonna
in
do
that
it.
game. I'm glad you said something about that game because I thought I was the only person who thought that gameplay looked pretty fun.
No, like that shit. I don't know. I feel like that could take the place of like Saints Row because Saints Row was that shit was so terrible.
All right, we're
But
not gonna do that. We're not
I,
doing that.
that shit. Look, at first, I was one of the people. I was like, "Don't judge it until you play it. Don't judge it until you play it." And then I played it, and that shit was fucking buggy as hell. The
Yeah, it was
fucking
buggy.
Last boss glitching, the fucking character, like did she like fucking unsnapped or whatever? Like it was weird. It was weird as hell. Like I don't know if it was like a cyberpunk thing. I don't know. They probably went back and like fixed that shit.
Mm.
But I was like, I ain't got the time. I got too many games right now. Like, I don't know. You sound like you liked it. You sound like you liked
Uh, to me, Saints Row has always been one of them games where, see, it's a difference between, for me, it's a difference between glitches that interfere with you being able to complete the game and just goofy ass glitches that they don't interrupt the flow of the game, but they should not be happening. Like, if I'm playing WWE 2K23 and a nigga go invisible, now you're interrupting the game because I have to be able to fight you to progress the story. On Saints Row, if I'm riding a motorcycle down the street and then the shit disappear while I'm riding on it, like that shit is funny to me. Like that don't really break up it don't really, it just fits in line with Saints Row is. Maybe I just look at Saints Row different than other people. It's just goofy to me. It's just goofy, stupid, mindless fun. You know what I'm saying? I don't take it serious. I go in expecting the story to be trash. You know, I just look at it a little bit different than other people.
I love Saints Row. Saints Row the Third is one of my favorites. Like two is good. A lot of people say two is their favorite. The third was mine, but they weren't that boogie like that. I mean, like the whole last boss was unplayable. Like he was glitched.
You know what? I did have I did have one glitch on a mission where I wasn't able to. It's weird to explain. I was on a mission. It was like the mission before the last mission, and you had to fly this big hovercraft and shoot down these people on this building, and the shit just would not shoot. But I had to reboot the game, and then it worked. It was really glitchy. I'm not saying the game was good. Just personally, I had fun with it. But if you ask me to rate the game, I would give it a 6 out of 10.
It was I don't know. It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess I was more so like just disappointed.
Uh,
And I was disappointed because it was another fucking pre-order. Another fucking
Look, I'll be
pre-order.
telling y'all, I'll be telling people to stop pre-ordering games, bro. I made a video telling people to not pre-order WWE 2K23, and I got attacked in the comments. Listen, on TikTok and on YouTube, people was in my comments. These videos literally blew up. People was in my comments telling me, "Oh, you're a hater. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. We love wrestling. We're gonna get the game. Oh, you're hiding behind a mask." And that's another thing. Listen, I want to address this. If you're gonna talk shit to me, do your due diligence to research some shit. Okay. I don't hide behind a mask. If you go on my YouTube, I have a fucking food review with my face on it. If you go to my Twitch when I stream, I'm a Twitch affiliate. When I stream every week. I don't stream with a fucking mask on. If you go on my Twitter, anywhere, I have pictures of my face. I have videos of my face. So when I'm talking shit to you bozos that defend these companies that don't give a fuck about y'all, I'm not hiding behind a mask. I wear a mask for entertainment because the kids like it and it brings engagement. I'm not hiding from none of you niggas. And I'm going to continue to make videos about y'all pre-ordering these copy and paste ass games. So I don't give a fuck how mad y'all get. Just so y'all know, I'm going to continue to be on y'all head top.
I don't know. I do gotta stop. I do gotta stop with these fucking pre-orders. Did you see the Bayonetta Origins game that dropped?
Yeah.
That how you felt about that? Cause it was just like it's just nothing like the other ones. Or are you even a Bayonetta fan?
I'm going to keep it real. I'm so detached from that series. Like anything on the Nintendo Switch, I'm just not attached to at this point. I pretty much have like packed it all in for the Switch. it just hasn't had anything that's made me really look at it. Maybe I need to take a refresh, and I really need to sit down and try to look into the Switch and see everything they got going on. But just for me, I haven't played my Switch in a year. I haven't touched it. I had any game that they release or that they released the trailer for. It's just like, all right, I could skip it. Like it's just I'm just not. So I'm just detached from the Switch as a whole console at this point.
Oh no, I understand that. Like I bought my Switch in 2020 and I'm just not playing it. Like
Uh,
I'm literally unwrapping games like that I bought like years ago. Like the only reason I started playing my Switch is just for pure convenience.
yeah.
Like with chasing behind a 1 year old. And like
Mm-hmm.
that's it. Like because the games never fucking go on sale. Like
Never.
Amazon is the only place like that has a sale going on really. But the eShop, oh heck, like that all that shit is still like
Yo, Donkey
full
Kong
price.
Tropical Freeze is a Wii U game. That shit to this day is full price. And I really want to play that game. But I have self control and I'm not paying $50 for no fucking Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I'm not.
It might be on sale on Amazon. Like a lot of shit that's full price is like 30 bucks right now. 19.99, twenty
Man,
four
I'm telling you,
dollars.
Nintendo is not putting that shit on sale. I'm about to look right now.
Like I put just all of like the JRPGs are on sale. Like I can't speak for like Donkey Kong and
Fifty
shit. I see
dollars.
50 it's still $50.
Amazon's choice. $50.
Well shit. Like
Yo, Nintendo is ridiculous, yo. A Wii U game, yo? I had a Wii U in 2014, yo.
Xenoblade is not a native Switch game. That shit was like what 2016 that it
Oh
originally
man.
came out, and they still want full fucking price with all the DLC. I think that shit's like 70, $80 or some shit like that.
Yo, Nintendo get away with murder because their systems are so unique.
They're fancy. Everybody focuses on Xbox
Speak
and
on it.
Sony, but fucking Nintendo got them rabid ass fans.
Nintendo is the worst, man. Nintendo is the
Like
worst. You want to talk about anti-consumer? Nintendo don't give a fuck. They don't care, man. When they are willing to price a Wii U, not even remaster, just a Wii U port, and years later, you talking about almost a decade later, this game is still full price. They don't care, man. And that's what keeps me away from buying shit on Nintendo. Because, like I say, I like Donkey Kong. I really have wanted to play this game, but I'm not paying $50 for it for a game that looks like that, bro. I'm just not.
nah, like I totally feel this shit. Like I see that on that Mario All Stars
I
shit.
just sold mine.
My shit's still in the wrapper. I'm thinking about selling this
You
shit.
better
Like
sell it. You better sell it now.
the prices are just going the fuck up. They're like
Yeah.
$100 now. Like I seen some dumbass. He already ready. He got his shit at like $1,000.
Somebody gonna buy it too.
Like I'm gonna hold out. I'm gonna hold out for like another year and see how much this shit costs.
Man, I sold my shit to GameStop. They gave me $50 for it. I was fine with that.
Oh shit, GameStop never gives anything for them.
That's what I'm saying. They gave me
Man, that's how you knew you should have sold that shit somewhere else. They trying to give you 50 fucking dollars.
no. They pay a lot of money for all Switch games because Switch games don't never go on sale. So those are the highest games that you'll get a lot of money for at GameStop.
That shit wild.
Yeah, they gave me like $40 for Smash, that old ass game.
It's crazy. I see they're charging for like you gotta pay for fucking emulators. Like that shit right there is wild to me. Like the emulators a lot behind fucking paywall.
Mm-hmm.
Like they wanna fucking come after you, try and fucking throw you in jail for emulating their damn games, and then
They
they
don't,
wanna fucking
yo.
charge you.
Nintendo don't play fair, yo. They be shutting down all the Mario Passion projects and shit that people be trying to make, and Yo, Nintendo is dirty, man. People got to start holding Nintendo accountable. I'm sorry. I know they cute and cuddly and all that, and they got the system that you could travel with. Nintendo for the kids. They got the cute mascots. Come on, man. And people just eat it up. Listen, they selling y'all a fucking GameCube game right now for $40. Just think about that for a second. And people are talking, oh, Metroid Prime is the greatest. Metroid Prime is a great game. But they are literally selling you a GameCube game for $40. Not remade, not a remake, a remaster with better textures. And y'all are going to go out and buy this game up because y'all are so desperate and thirsty for Metroid Prime 4, which they announced like 5 years ago. And we ain't heard nothing of it since.
Nah, like Nintendo just fucking shadow drop shit. Like they just like, but they gonna buy like they Beyonce. They like I ain't gotta advertise none of this shit.
Yeah, it's gonna sell. Look at that trash ass Pokemon game they just put out. That shit was fucking borderline unplayable with all them fucking glitches.
That shit
And
is
it's
still $100 and something for both of them. Like I
oh
looked at
my
this shit on
gosh,
Amazon.
man. Nintendo, yo. Listen, hey, look, as long as they fans gonna accept that shit, that's on them. I'm not. I'm just not gonna fucking play. I'm just not gonna touch my Switch. I'm fine with that. I'm about to give it away to my dad so he could play Smite while he on the road because he want that shit. I'm gonna give it to him because I ain't fucking with Nintendo, man.
No, really, you can get a Steam Deck and then you can just
I'm about to
emulate.
get one. That's why I'm not.
I am
I'm about to
too.
get
I
one.
am too. Like I want a Steam Deck so bad because you can play everything. You can play
Yeah.
fucking everything. All the PS2 games that got achievements, like all this shit. Like and then you can emulate all the Switch games. So it's just like I'm really looking at that Steam Deck right now.
And then you got all the PC games that come out first, like Rocket City,
Right.
Undisputed Boxing, all them Crime Boss, all them games that launch on PC first and then get console port 6 months down the line. You could just go play them shits on the Steam Deck. And it don't even feel like you're missing out if you get a dock and just play it on the TV with a controller.
That shit. Yeah, Steam Deck is definitely like finna be the next move for me. Like I want one so bad. Everybody just be like posting their little screenshots of this shit.
I
Like I
know.
gotta have one.
Yeah, Steam Deck coming up. Steam Deck coming up next, man. Um, let's see. JRPG of the month. What do you what are you playing this month as far as your JRPG?
Like so, a lot of them released this month, but like I'm just not familiar with any of those series, like the Trails and the
Mm,
Sky and like all that shit. Like I'm playing my JRPG of the month gonna be Persona 4.
mm,
Like I'm doing that playthrough right now. Like me personally, I've gotten to where I love like that style. Like it's turn based, but it has like difficulty settings. So like I can play it on like very hard. And
mm,
so there's just no way that you're ever going to like be on equal ground. Like you would have to do an insane amount of grinding. Like in the first area, you would probably need to be like level fucking 40 to be able to be on the same ground on very hard
mm,
with the first level fucking enemies. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't know, like I don't get bored as easily with that one. Like it's got good music. It's basically fucking Final Fantasy, Dark Souls, Pokemon
mm,
type shit. Like you collect the little different demons and shit. Like you can build whole builds if you want to like around them. Like there's multiple playthroughs. Like you can easily spend like 300 hours like on that fucking game. Like on any of the fucking Persona games. For real. So it's just I don't know, it's got the intricate social link aspect of the game. It's a good murder mystery, a lot
mm.
of likable characters. This is a good ass turn based JRPG. To me, at least.
Okay.
What about you?
Uh, for me, I think I'm gonna start Neo: The World Ends with You this month. Um, I played the demo, but I never got the full game. I don't remember why I didn't get it. I think I was playing other stuff around that time, but I always wanted to play it because I love any game that's set in Tokyo is an automatic buy for me, damn near, because I've always just been so in love with the aesthetic, which is why I've like been in love with the Yakuza series, like ever since I played Yakuza 3 on PS3 for the first time. So, um, Neo: The World Ends with You. It's a different kind of game. It's got like action elements, but it's like you have to. It's like combat situations. Like it's not you just walk up and get into a fight. It's like you do kind of like detective work. You're looking for different things and you're trying to figure out a mystery of what's going on. And then you get into these situations where you go into a battle mode and then it turns into like action, but like more, you got to think about what you're doing and, mix up your strategy. So it's just something different, like to get that fixed. I'll probably get back into Star Ocean: The Divine Force in between that. I stopped playing that because I wanted to get back on Tales of Arise. Some of these games are just so fucking long that like I gotta take breaks in between playing those and just mix it up with other shit because I don't like to run myself dry because I have so much time available to me that I could literally sit down for like 7 hours a day straight and just play games. So sometimes I get bored of playing the same game. So I just try
Right.
and mix it up. So I'll play this game for 5 hours here and then I'll come back to it a couple days later. So just try to finish them two in between all the new releases. But I have some time between now and next Friday. So I'm gonna get into those and then Resident Evil is next Friday. Of course, that's my favorite series of all time. So everything stops when Resident Evil come out. But between now and then, man, just seeing what's up with them. Um, so a lot of people, a lot of people probably. I mean, if you use your common sense, I'm pretty sure you could come up with how like we name the podcast. But just tell the people like why, or just describe for us like why is Chrono Cross your favorite? Like what makes it your favorite? What makes it? What is it about Chrono Cross that you like? All right, this is my shit.
I got that game in like the fifth grade, and it has just had me in like a fucking chokehold like ever since. Like I had got the strategy guide, like I've drawn like all the fucking characters. Like I love the fuck out of the game. It's got like one of the prettiest soundtracks I've ever heard. And that's like even till this day. Like that soundtrack can stand up against like any of these new games
Mm.
that come out. Like the story is an absolute mind fuck. Like I wouldn't even be able to describe the story to you without it being like heavily spoiled
Mm.
because the plot twists were just like they were crazy. Like it wasn't some shit that you was gonna see coming. And then I just like the fact that to fully like, of course, you don't have to have played Chrono Trigger because one, that game came out originally all the way, I think on like NES or some shit, and then they like re-released it on PS1. But to just fully understand everything about that game, you also will have needed to have played Chrono Trigger. And then like there are still like conspiracy theories about the story of Chrono Cross to this day, like who the parents of certain characters are. Like some people think that the parents of a certain character are like two of the original characters from Chrono Trigger. It's just like all sorts of like conspiracy theories. Like the story has like time travel, cross dimension travel, character death, character rebirth. There's fucking body switching between the main character and the main villain. There's merging of different dimensions. There's a playable cast of like 45 characters. But to get like all 45, you would have to play the game like at least three times. There's 12 different possible endings. There's
Damn.
one true ending. There's one bad ending. It's like it's just major like replayability. Like if you never played the game before, like and then there are secret bosses. Like one of the boss fights, they come from Chrono Trigger or whatever. So that was like a little Easter egg. There's also a secret boss. Now this could have just been because like I was in the fucking fifth grade and I didn't like fully optimize it. But there's a fucking boss called the fucking Cryo Sphinx, like the hardest boss in the game. And so one character could only be immune to the attacks, and so that character does like fucking one damage per fucking
Damn.
swing. You could crit for like five. The
Mm.
boss has like 12,000 health. So like it's like imagine how long that fucking shit took. Like so I don't know, like the game, it's got like a good ass fucking story. Like the story was just like it was mind blowing to me. Like at such like an early age. Like it just left like such a huge ass imprint on me. It's one of the reasons why I like long ass fucking games.
Mm.
Games like fucking Persona that you can spend like 300 hours on. Of
Yeah.
course Chrono Cross isn't 300 hours, but it's pretty long or whatever. It just that's why I need depth when it comes to story. Like a lot of people, like they throw out games and they're like, oh, this is just like storytelling of the year, and I'm just not impressed
Mm.
because you could pretty much deduce when things are happening. Like you playing a game, you're like, oh, okay, I already know what's happening. Like, but
Mm.
for Chrono Cross, I was like, I ain't know which way that shit was gonna go. Like, so it just set a precedent with me as far as like quality when it comes to like storytelling.
I gotta play Chrono Cross.
You
People was
gotta
telling me
play that shit. But
I'm gonna play it.
it's turn based. It's turn
I
based
know,
and
I
it's
know.
not as hard as it was when I was a child. Cause it came out and I was like, ain't no way I was banging my head against the wall on these bosses. So the shit is easy, but you're playing it for the story. You're playing it for the story.
Yeah, I recently got into Legend of Dragoon because people was the same. People were saying the same thing. Like people was telling me about like how good the story was and how revolutionary the game was for its time. So I said, look, I'm gonna jump into it and I'm gonna experience it. Even though I'm not a turn-based guy, I'm still gonna, what I'm saying? Because I just want to see. I want to experience that, and I've been having some fun with it. I played a couple hours and I've been having some fun with it, man. Everything just like I don't want to say it like this, but everything outside of the actual combat is really good. Even the combat is good, but it just sometimes it's just forced. Like I just hate games where I'm just like walking in the forest and I get into a random battle. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, let me proceed with the goddamn mission. But anyway, we ain't talking about Dragon anyway. But for me, Scarlet Nexus for me is my favorite JRPG because Scarlet Nexus was probably the first JRPG I ever played that made me want to like look deeper into the lore. And then I found out they dropped the anime right after the game had came out, so that had me even more hooked. But Scarlet Nexus is basically a game about these two protagonists. You could choose to play through the game with either one of them. Both have different stories. Um, and they join this force where they are basically protecting people from these mutants from a different dimension, and they also have superhuman abilities. Like the two main characters have telekinesis, and the other supporting characters that you can use to bring in the battle to help you, they have different powers ranging from fire to protective abilities that guard you where you can't get hit. One of them can turn invisible. So it's just a different variety of gameplay. But basically, you're going around to different places in Japan and you cleaning up these monsters that are coming from a different dimension. But at the same time, the two main characters go through so much trauma and you really look deep into these people's past and you get into their minds and really see what they've been through that led them to this point, and you can talk to the support characters and take them out on dates and really get into these people's head. Like it's so, and the game has like a comic book style, like when you doing these dialogue uh segments with the support characters, so it's just really engaging. And not to mention the game, not even talking about the gameplay, because the gameplay is just is really good. It's like, it's action, but at the same time the enemies are so trippy, and just the enemy design is so crazy with these different mutants. Like you have all types of different, wildlife and plants and even metal, just so much stuff coming to life from a different dimension that you can use your telekinesis and so many different abilities to affect the enemies in different ways. And every enemy has a different weakness. So you do at the same time, you have your RPG tacticalness where you can't just go in there and button mashing. Like you can't play it like it's Devil May Cry. You got to think about every encounter. So that's why I really like ChronoNexus, man. The anime is really good. The story is just so good, man. The characters are really good. Like they make you fall in love with the characters. Like make you really want to expand their story. And the game actually did sell well, so I hope we get a sequel. But I have a physical copy of the game, and I'm gonna play it forever. I'm doing another playthrough right now, and it's just really good. So everybody should check that out. And I hope they find a way to like modernize Chrono Cross and Legend of Dragoon to bring it to more people, because I think that's what we need, especially with remakes and remasters doing so well right now. I think now is the perfect time to bring them two joints back.
Legend of the Dragoon definitely could be like remade. Chrono Cross, not so much, just because they're like I said, it's 45 characters. You can visit their doppelgangers in the other dimensions. Like, I don't think they want to remake that shit. To be honest, like they actually were going to do a Chrono Cross 2 that was going to come out on PS2, and they was like, "Fuck that shit." Like, because like I said, the story crazy. A lot of people didn't understand the story. Like how a lot of people say they didn't understand Final Fantasy VIII. Chrono Cross would be that like times 100. Like the shit was all over the place. Legend of the Dragoon though could definitely do a Final Fantasy VII type remake. Like because you already had to do some sort of like the quick time events, like with the additions or whatever. But it would be fun. That shit would be fun as hell. Like, cause you could have like that dragoon when you transform. That could be like in a devil trigger style thing where you just like not infinitely abusing that shit.
Mhm.
Like they could really do something with that shit. They could definitely modernize Legend of Dragoon. Like, and then I've got to try Scarlet Nexus. Like, I played the demo and liked it. I never got it. I see they added it to PS Plus though,
Yeah, it's on PS Plus.
and I didn't know it had an anime.
Yes, the anime is really good, man. I gotta watch it again, man. It's so good. It was on Crunchyroll when I watched it when it came out.
Is it like parallel to the game, or is it like story wise? Like, do you need to play the game first, or like is it spoiler heavy? Like,
I would say play the game first because it picks up. It's it's not like after the game. It's kind of like parallel to the game, like explaining some things that happen in the game. But where it starts you off at in the anime, they already expect you to know who the characters are.
I got you.
So play the game first before you watch the anime.
All right, I'm definitely going to try that. Like, action with a story is like so hard to come by these days
Yeah, the
because
story
it's
is
kind of
really good.
kind of like they want you to sacrifice either fun gameplay, shitty story, boring gameplay, bomb ass story.
That's facts, and that we gonna have to talk about that next week because we got to talk about that next week because it's a couple of games. It's a couple of games where they sacrifice that story to get the gameplay right, and then there's some games where they sacrifice the gameplay to tell a fucking box office cinema story. So that's a conversation that we definitely should get into. With that
Shit.
with that being said, hey, anything else you want to let the know the people? Let the know the people. Goodness, goddamn gracious, Lord Jesus, I'm so sick right now. People,
And it's
but
late.
it's late. I'm not even tired though. I'm a night owl, but I am so sick right now. My head is just like all over the fucking place. Like I don't even know, man. I gotta go get me some lemons from the store tomorrow, so I can get my damn voice back. And I got so much editing to do. I enjoy it though. I must say, I do enjoy it. But hey, Ray, if there's anything else you want to let the people know, anywhere else you want them to follow you, go ahead and let them know. Take us out.
Yeah, so I am darkling_Ray on Twitter and I believe Instagram and Twitch. I think. But yeah. We mostly cover like everything. Like we talked about a lot of shit.
Yeah, we talked about more stuff than we had in our itinerary.
So yeah, like we had some good shit this week.
Yeah, this was fun, man. It's fun. I enjoy it, and look, the editing is even. I enjoy that a lot. I gotta figure out what the YouTube shit is really killing me because oh my god, it's doing dealing with YouTube when you're doing podcasting is probably the worst part because like we can just go straight to Spotify, whatever, and it's fine. But you talking about editing the audio, then downloading it, then figuring out which gameplay you want to put to it. Then you gotta render it right. It's just so many steps with that shit. But the reason I put it on YouTube is because not necessarily because I want to direct people to it. Like I don't direct people to go watch it on YouTube, but it's just for archive purposes, just to
Right.
have a backup, basically. Because eventually, once we get the camera situation figured out, I do want to start a YouTube channel. I'm holding off on it because I really want to get. I want to wait until we do video, but gotta archive the episodes outside of Spotify, especially with the way these companies are now, man. You just never know. We could wake up one morning and fucking Elon Musk bought Spotify and deleted everything. Like, like you just never know. So I'm like, fuck it, I gotta archive this shit, save it, chop it up. But listen, we ain't gonna hold y'all, man. We'll see y'all next week, man. Follow me on everything, 299 Gaming on everything. Make sure y'all go run the first episode up. I hope y'all enjoy it, man. We only gonna go up. Um, and we just gonna keep having fun, man. Just two friends talking about games, man. That's pretty much it, man. Listen, it ain't special, it ain't fancy. We ain't sitting here trying to give the most fucking intimate detail, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when we just chilling and having fun, man. Listen, we hope that y'all vibe with us, and we hope that y'all can tell that we just talking to y'all and just having fun, bro. Like y'all know, I ain't editing out all the bullshit, like you know what I'm saying? Because I don't give a fuck. Like the same way I added out the fucking technical difficulties in the first episode, nigga, just put some music behind that shit. Y'all can laugh at it. Like it's cool, bro. It's cool because, like I said, we only gonna continue to go up, and we'll look back on this one day and be like, "Yo, that shit was funny as a bitch." But you know what I'm saying? ChronoNexus game, man. Fuck with it.